I watched Leno every night. His monologue. I didn't care about the guest. Watched the
too.
monologue every night.
He was the
and he has the
best.
longest monologue of all the guys at night. Okay.
Genius comedian.
Okay.
Yep.
And so I knew his timing. I knew his rhythms. I knew on the possibility that I would ever end up on his show, I would be in lockstep with him. Then the call came.
Yeah.
Okay. Now he doesn't typically do scientists, so this was, I think, was unusual for him. And he's a literate guy, science literate guy, but it wasn't like Johnny Carson who had scientists on all the time.
But that's a credit to you. You rose to the level of pop culture translator of science, which is a great place to be, and only a few people get to do that.
Well, thank you, but it's a lot of work to learning what the hell's going on out there in pop culture.
Bull fucking ho.
So here's what happened. So what show is it? It had Jimmy Fallon on it. Why? Because 2 weeks later, he's taken over so this is like the last week of Jay Leno's tenure.
Yeah, right.
And I'm on the show, okay?
Right.
But then I realized I know why I'm on the show, because that night was the night, that day, Obama was inaugurated. 2009, January 20th. So that evening, all of Hollywood is not available, but Neil is available. Okay, so I fly out to California, okay? So now watch. And he had a great joke about the inauguration in a minute, but watch what happens. He says, so Neil, what's the latest in the universe? I said,
That's a terrible Leno impression. I can do. So, Neil, what's the latest in the universe?
And so I set him up for a joke, okay? This is like dangling fruit. I said, on Mars, we just discovered that there's gaseous effluences coming from the ravine. Wait a minute. Wait.
Of course.
And so then I wait like 3/4 of a second to see if he picks that up.
Right.
If he doesn't, I keep going. And he didn't pick it up. So I said, and we analyzed the gases, and it's mostly methane. So there was a pause. No, he's still in pieces. He's like listening and learning rather than being active comedian.
Well, in his defense, I don't know what the joke is about methane either. Maybe this is something you astrophysicists know.
Well,
methane!
Such as what you'd find in the lower intestines of farm animals.
Yeah, cow farts.
Still, he doesn't say that. Meanwhile, Jimmy Fallon says, I can see it now on Mars. They have cow dads saying, pull my hoof. So Jimmy picked it up.
Wow.
And
that's good.
And so I was like, what am I going to do here?
Well, I don't know what the point of that story is.
No. I was saying I followed the comedic thing. So the next day, do you remember Aretha Franklin sang at the inauguration? And she had this big hat.
Vaguely.
I don't know if you remember that.
Yeah.
Okay, but it was a huge hat. So the next day, he says, last night, in his monologue, last night I had astrophysicist Neil deGrasse, okay, I won't imitate it, fine. Last night I had Neil deGrasse Tyson on, and he told me there's only two things visible from space. The Great Wall of China and Aretha Franklin's hat. That was just good. So I made it into 2 nights there, that's all.
Well, oh, really?
And I have a keepsake from that day. My cup, which is from the Tonight Show, okay, this is tonight. On my side, it says guest number 2.
Yeah.
That's my...
I was on the Tonight Show that week, too, his last week.
Seriously?
Yeah, Seth MacFarlane and I got in tuxedos.
What? I missed that.
Yeah, YouTube it. And we sang, I rewrote, with the help of my writers, I recall, Thanks for the Memories.
Oh, nice. Very nice.
And we fucking rehearsed it and
my
memorized
gosh.
it and sang
Very
it together like 2 crooners.
Very good.
I thought Jay
good work there.
should get a send-off like that.
Good work
Bette Midler serenaded Carson when he left.
With Wind Beneath My Wings. Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah, that was it.
But she didn't return my calls when I tried to get her. No, I'm kidding. I wanted to rewrite the song and do it for him. Yeah, it was really funny.
But I've been on his car show.
Yeah.
He had a car with a jet engine. And so he wanted me on there to comment on aerodynamics of jet engines.
So,
Hey, thanks for watching the clip. Hit the subscribe button now so you never miss out on our Club Random content that's posted daily.